Hey, I'm Heidi. I wanted to share a family recipe that's been in my family for a few generations, but first I wanted to give a little bit of background on where this recipe came from and why it's important to me. So my great-grandma Josephine, she had 4 small kids and lived in a small town in southern Utah in the United States, and they didn't have a lot of money, so she's always looking for fast and cheap ways to feed her family. And my great-grandma Josephine had a giant garden in her yard, so she would use a lot of the things she grew in her garden in the different meals she cooked. And one of the things she did was she would take her tomatoes and she would make them into juice and can them. And then she would pair the tomato juice with elbow macaroni and a bunch of spices and make a soup for her kids. So as her kids got older, they started to pass the recipe on to their families. So my great-grandma Josephine's daughter, Karen, started to make that for her family. And when her daughter, Lisa, got old enough, she started to make it for me and my siblings. And it's become a family favorite, this little soup. But it didn't ever really have exact measurements. It was kind of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And my mom knew how much I wanted to learn how to make it. So she went through the painstaking process of trying to figure out how many measurements went into making it taste kind of right. The family way that had been passed down for a few generations. So I want to share that with you today. And also, I think it's important to know that my youngest brother, David, decided to call the soup Rainbow Noodle Soup because the elbow macaronis to him looked like rainbows. So that's what we're calling this soup, the Rainbow Noodle Soup. So let's get started. So good. I hope you enjoy my great-grandmother's Rainbow Noodle Soup.